All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rechak. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting a good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom unto the Akwath, which is the women believer. Shalom unto you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Useless eaters will have to go. That's the thing that they don't tell you. Now, our apostles and elders, for almost starting with, our elders of today, going on 2 decades. And then you have the apostles, Apostle Tahar, 4 decades, Apostle Ramlab Gabar, Apostle Rakah. They are going in 35 years. All right. But when they first came on YouTube in 2007, videos that I went back to go watch, they was talking about these things. And then also, so the thing that they're not mentioning, and that's why I want to title this video, Useless Eaters Will Have to Go, because that's the thing that they're not mentioning. So what is they going to do with all the people that don't work? Because remember, they always talking about robots taking your job. They always talk about artificial intelligence, all right, taking over your job. They was talking about universal basic income. That's all just to make you relax, lure you in, all right, and to make you feel like everything is going to be all right. Everything comes, with consequences. The scriptures talks about, matter of fact, real quick, ain't nothing, especially when it comes to this devil, in the world for free. All right. You're going to have to give up something. So it said, there is a gift that shall not profit thee, and there is a gift who recompenses double. Every time I read the scripture, I think about, the mark of the beast, because remember, they said that you will own nothing and be happy. So that's how bad it's going to get, that people are going to be like, shit, the little crumbs that you give me, I'm going to be so grateful. All right. But your recompense is going to be double, because the Lord talks about for those who take it. This video ain't even about the mark of the beast, but this is how you know that the Spirit of the Lord wants you to hear about it, because even when I watch, the apostles and elders, the mark of the beast will come up. It could be a whole different subject. That's so everybody's without excuse. You know what the mark of the beast is. So anyways, so what they're not telling you is that, after the economy crash and everything go automated, and robots doing warehouse jobs, artificial intelligence, they already doing it for the most part. The white collar jobs, the office jobs, they got AI voices, everything, So where is the people going to go? Let's listen up.
How can the stock market be up while everyone is suffering?
Wall Street seemed really happy. Well, I'll tell you exactly why. Because with the advent of, very soon, artificial intelligence, AI is already being installed in many of these companies. They have big contracts for AI. They think that they can get down their payroll costs, and they're already...
So, just right there, they already letting you know that, and we've been telling you, the men of the Lord willing, I'm a part of that number. But the men of the Lord been telling you that there's going to come a day where you're going to lose your comfort, you're going to lose your job, and then what? Okay? Then also the companies is telling you that, hey, we going to invest in robots and technology, because guess what? We only got to pay them once. They don't get sick. They don't need sick time. They don't need vacation. They don't need no lunch break. Okay? So yeah. So then what? Then okay, because you already know that Esau is all about greed and taking from people. If he can't tax you, then what? So let's get this. All right. Anybody who watched my videos already know where I'm going, but if anybody new watching, because this is what's about to happen. As you see the title of this chapter, Judgment on the Earth. Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty, maketh it waste, it turneth it upside down, scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. So right there, the Lord is telling you what's about to happen, okay? What you think it means, make it waste, make it empty. A lot of people got to die. Why you think the Lord said if he didn't shorten the days, that there'll be no flesh saved in Matthew 24, verse 21 and 22. But he said for the elect's sake, the days shall be shortened. So it says, and it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with the mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. So this means it's going to affect everybody, no matter what status you are. The land shall be utterly empty, utterly spoiled, for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai have spoken his word. Now, when you get this word, empty, bakwak, how you say it in the Hebrew. All right, to empty, empty, lay waste, right? To be empty, to make void. But when you go to the Strong's definition, figuratively, to depopulate. Okay, so that's what's coming, and it's in the scriptures. So now we're gonna read verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languish and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. In 2 Esdras 8 and 50, it said, for many great misery should happen to them in a later time because they have walked in great pride. All right. So that's what's about to happen. So while, the sown places is still sown, people still able to hop on an airplane, hop in a car, go to work, get a paycheck, go get some GMOs, polluted water, drink all of that. You think you in a good case. But the scripture says suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. And every time I read that, because it said appear unsown, right? It's because it's not that it ain't no food, but it's orchestrated that way. It's all to bring people down to their knees. And that's what all this about.
It can get down their payroll costs, and they're already laying off huge numbers of people.
Yep.
And remember, payrolls are 2/3 of the costs of most corporations. So if they can get their payrolls down to 50% as opposed to 66%, what's the rest? The rest is profit. And so you have profits going up. And as profits go up, the stock market goes up. But average working people are losing their jobs.
And paying more.
I don't know. Howard Lutnick was on TV the other day saying we're going to have 6-point-something% GDP growth. So it sounds like it's all rosy to me. I don't know.
I mean, these people don't know what they're doing, or they're knaves. They are selling the country or trying to lie to the country, either fools or knaves.
I don't understand why he used that. Well, he is old. Never mind. I was about to say, I haven't heard knave since I was a child, and I'm almost 40. But yeah, knave, they usually use that in comic books. But but basically it's a deceitful, wicked person. A person that's dishonest. Obviously, Esau, Edom, the wicked. Okay, but the point is that they lying, and the country been sold. All right, they done with this corporation. America is a corporation. It's not a country, and they done with it. It's time to invest in, the MOTB, the BRICS. Okay, don't forget that. Esau, Edom is still in control, but we just understand that prophecy says that he's going to lose at the end. All right, because when you go into BRICS, a banker by, I think his name was Jim, Goldman Sachs. I can't remember. I used to know this. Or maybe it's Jim O'Neill, a Goldman Sachs banker. I think it was Jim O'Neill, a Goldman Sachs banker. They the one that created the BRICS back in 2001. So they already been invested in. And the reason that he invested in it is because he's seen that majority of the GDP is over there, and that's like what I think like 3.5 billion. With Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. So yeah, the majority of the people is there. People don't realize how America it's like 4%. I forgot how much percent it is, but just imagine it's supposed to be 8 billion people in the world, and America only have 300 million. So doing the math, I ain't even about to try. but yeah, so let me get this real quick. I used to be good in math too. This is how you know this smartphone, smart shit makes you dumb. Because I don't even got to spell words no more. Be auto-correcting, you know. So anyway, say, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. See, so the scriptures always going into depopulation in the troubles that's about to come. And the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And Ezra is here today, and he knows what he's going to do, trusting Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which we're going to end it on. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. So, but for all these things, they should not turn away from their wickedness, nor be awful mindful of the scourges. Remember, the scripture says that the unjust knoweth no shame. So when things start to happen, they don't ever equate it with the Lord doing these things. They will say Satan doing it, or just, you know, that's some unfortunate circumstances that's going on, but they never give it to the Lord. The Lord says, shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? Amos 3:6. Behold, victual shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. So this is really what it's going into, because remember, if robots, artificial intelligence can make goods faster, the more of something, the less valuable it is. The less of something, the more valuable it is. So of course, but look what it says though. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sore famine, great confusion. Because the great confusion, you're gonna be like, wait a minute. I thought we was good. I thought I could work from home. I thought I could receive a universal basic income. Why is all hell still breaking loose? Yeah, great confusion. The scripture said the trust in the shadow of Egypt shall be your confusion. That's in Isaiah 31:3. And it says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So you gotta know prophecy, and then you can read between these devils what they saying. Because, matter of fact, remind me of a scripture. If you know prophecy, you able. Oops. It's 20:5. There we go. That counsel in the heart of man is like a deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out. So we the ones that tell you what these devils' true intentions are, okay? Because we know prophecy. So when they talking about universal basic income, working from home, you know, basically goods is going to be at excess. Guess what? That means you're not going to be valuable anymore. That means you're going to have to go. And that's what the scripture says.
Howard Lutnick is certainly in both categories. Again, taxes on the rich and on big corporations have plummeted. And the profits of big corporations are soaring.
Yeah, and the scriptures speak on that. That's why they're going to be judged. It said, he that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, and he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. So, yeah, judgment is coming. But before their judgment come, 2/3 going to get their judgment first, which is the unbelieving Israelites and the rest of the world, because Jacob's trouble is the world's trouble.
Jobs and wages are going nowhere. We're going down. This is what we are seeing all over the U.S. economy. This is the story of the U.S. economy under Trump.
How can
the fierce king, all right, the fierce king and the cruel Lord. That's what it say in Isaiah 19:4. But we're gonna end it on this because the Lord promised us provisions in these times. So it said, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai know of the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever, which is the kingdom of heaven. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, which is approaching. And in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. And what's going to happen to the wicked? But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai shall be as the fat of the lambs. They shall consume into the smoke, shall they consume away. And that's the end of Babylon the Great when these missiles get shot on it. So, the Lord got us. Seek ye out the Lord while he may be found. And shalom.